I just like decided I'm not gonna buy new shit until I like do like 100 of them or something. I'm not just gonna like I always do that. I like get into a hobby and then I'm like, all right, I gotta buy all the best stuff.
Yeah.
I know myself better now.
Smart. This knows the job.
Totally. Right. Hello. What's up, Steve? How's it going, man?
What's up, man?
We're gonna see how this goes.
All right,
a little bit of
it.
ambient noise, but it's okay. I have some questions I wrote down somewhere, but
nice.
But just to keep us on track.
Yeah, nice,
yeah,
dude.
Man. Well, thank you for being down to do this.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's cool. I feel like
I'm a big fan now.
Yeah, we met in like
series.
What's that?
I'm a big fan now of the series.
Oh, thank you. Well, yeah, I've had a lot of great guests so far, so I'm very grateful for all of them. And
Yeah.
I think that I'm kind of getting it down a bit. Like the first one was pretty easy because I was here with Jesse, and it was like, my comfort zone. And then like there's a few other ones where I didn't know the people as well, but everything's been fine so far.
Nice.
So yeah, man. I guess I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. Just because I feel like there's like some things I don't know about you, and
Okay.
I thought it'd be fun to ask you like what the name of your first band was.
Oh, dude. My first band. Well, I joined this band and they were called Wrong Way Down when I joined them.
Wrong Way Down.
Wrong
okay.
Way Down. It was pretty cool. And then I think we changed our name to First Impressions.
First Impressions.
Pretty cool.
Right on. What kind of music was
dude.
that?
Dude, we were really into like pop punk and
Yeah.
like the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. Just
That's
like
good.
doing like a lot of covers of like a lot of
Mhm.
Guitar Hero type songs.
Nice. And how old were you when you did that?
That was like 7th grade.
Oh, 7th grade. Damn.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Awesome,
yeah.
dude. Right on.
Yeah, that's when I first started playing bass.
That's
so,
cool.
Yeah.
And you were living in Connecticut then?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
And then you moved out here in 2017, 2016?
Yeah, 2017. Moved out here to
Okay,
like Bellingham. Yeah.
Oh, it's Bellingham.
Yeah.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
Did you do any music stuff while you were in Bellingham, like with bands?
Not really. Like I only lived there for like 3 months. But I
Okay,
was,
right
like,
on.
just trying to go to shows like by myself
Yeah.
and like meet people and like join the community. And
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
that's cool.
So you've got a bunch of like a good handful of Connecticut buddies out here. Did they all sort of follow you out here, or did people come all at once, or like what how did that happen? Because I don't know. I'm just curious
Yeah.
about that.
Well, Bread Pilot when we were living in Virginia in like college, and we really had our mindset on Seattle for some reason.
Okay.
Like I lived out here when I was like in elementary school.
Okay.
And always liked it. But yeah, for some reason we were just like all dead set on Seattle. I think just because we're like the West Coast or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I moved out here, and then Tay and Evan like kind of trickled in a year or two later. It just like with the intention of like keeping the band going and like being in the same space and
Nice.
like playing music. And then and then other people on their own volition or their own reasons kind of moved here, and like we just have a good crew out here now.
Yeah, it's really
like
cool.
Middle school and high school friends and stuff.
Yeah, I like your extended Connecticut friend group. Like, it's cool. I don't know. It's like a good energy, and
Yeah.
it seems like you guys have like, real great like special friendships, which is really nice to see. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like, so is Bread Pilot just kind of through now, or like, what's the deal with that?
Not really. Just with Tay moved back to Connecticut.
Yeah.
And he's like the other main songwriter and like integral to the band. So I think when I get back to the East Coast, we'll keep it going. We'll get together and start working on stuff again. But
okay, awesome.
But like, it's been nice to kind of take a break for a second, because I think it has taken up a lot of our lives for a long time. And
yeah, for sure.
we put all of our eggs in that basket for a while.
Yeah.
So it's been nice to like try different things.
Yeah, man. I mean, it seems like you've been doing some, keeping yourself busy in like the last year, like doing solo stuff. And from the outside, it looks like you enjoy it doing that, and you know, it's cool. I think that in my life with my music and stuff, when bands when people move away or something like that, it becomes an obstacle for me, and like I don't really continue for a while in the way that was comfortable. So I think it's like a good thing to continue to like do what you can with the situation you've got.
Yeah, I mean, like when you play music with people, it takes a while to like get that bond going, and then when they leave, it's hard to like it's hard to stay motivated to like want to start playing with somebody else and like build that bond again or something, you know.
So like I think I first met Tay on the beach at Madison Beach. He like did a massive backflip off of the high diving board.
Gainer.
And it was really impressive because he just like went for it. And, so he's in Connecticut now?
He's in Southbury, where we're all from.
Any thoughts of him moving to New York at any time?
I don't think at the moment. He's been visiting a lot, but
right on.
He's a country guy, and like loves his quiet and his peace and security, and
for sure.
It's all there for him.
Right on. I mean,
I respect that.
That's really cool to be like aware of like what you need for yourself and like what's good for you. You know. Yeah. That's great, man. How long does it take to get to Southbury from New York?
Dude, like an hour and a half.
Oh, okay, that's nothing.
It ain't nothing. Yeah, take the train.
Yeah,
it's not.
Is it the Metro North?
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yeah,
nice, man.
Or to like Brewster, New York, but that's like the closest station. But yeah, it's chill. It's
cool,
nothing.
man.
Yeah.
Right on. And then Mitch is a friend from high school.
Yep, Mitch is. I started playing music with Tay and Mitch when I was kicked out of college for a second. And then I went back to Southbury, and they're a couple years older or younger than me.
Okay.
So I started playing music with them, and like that's how I met Mitch and Tay.
Okay, right on. What about Evan?
And Evan and I started playing. We're the same age, and started playing music together. Like, I think the beginning of high school, because we both loved Taking Back Sunday.
Okay, and you went to the same high school?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
We all went to like all the Connecticut crew. Like here, we all went to like middle school and high school together.
Okay,
much.
right on.
Yeah.
And then when did Levi come into the picture?
I met Levi when we played a show with Big Buddy at like the Wormhole in down South Seattle like a few years ago now.
Awesome.
But we just immediately hit it off.
Mm-hmm.
Or he was wearing like a Fern shirt at a show that I was at, and Evan and I used to play in that band, and we were like, who's this fucking dude with a Fern shirt? And we just started talking and
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's so cool, like watching you guys play with Levi and his band. Like, it's a really good vibe.
Chemistry's there, I think.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I would say,
it's really cool. I think it's like, I don't know, it's nice to see. I think that in your group of friends, like, it seems like you share more than one interest, you know? Like, you share, like, basketball and skateboarding and music.
Yeah.
This is nice. I feel like it's cool, like, yeah.
All the same shit we've been into since, like, middle school.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's good to, like, just keep those things as a priority, you know? Yeah. Right on, man. So, you've made, like, a lot of music videos, or you've been involved in a lot of videos, and I've always just been really impressed by, like, the variety and, like, I don't know. I mean, I think that is one of those things where I think you can, like, a lot of the time with your own art or whatever, you probably think, like, you can't really remember what you were thinking when you were doing it or something, and then you look back and it's all completed, and then I feel like I have that experience with other people's stuff where I imagine they have this, like, big grand vision, like, before they even done it, but, like, it's just not really how it works. But, like, I don't know, do you identify with that? Like, do you feel like you just kind of do something and then, like, see what happens? Or like,
I think especially with videos, but I think that's something that's really cool about your videos is it feels like you had a vision and then you executed the vision, and, like, you have costumes and all this stuff. And, like, for me, when I try to think about videos, especially with, like, that mindset, I get really quickly, like, overwhelmed or like just like, fuck, like, this needs a plot or something. And or like when I've tried to approach videos like that in the past, I'm just like get stuck. And I think the past few times I've made videos that have been pretty funny. I feel like they just, like, kind of are stitched together, or just like we're just like, let's shoot something today, and we'll just go out and shoot for, like, a second, and then I'm really inspired by videos that feel like that too, that like are feel like they're kind of on the fly or something. Yeah.
It's just interesting. I think that when you edit something together, or like put a bunch of ideas together and put them in like an official format, like they start to resonate with you in a different way. Like they feel like there's just like a finished quality to things, and you know, the viewer will kind of like fill in the blanks for themselves. And yeah, it's funny because like in one of my videos when we were like all aliens, there's like a thing where like I make this like guy vanish who's got a bunch of money, and like it was just like an idea just because I thought like what would be cheap and like what would be like sci-fi. Like making someone vanish with it in a video shot is really easy. You just like have the shot and then they walk out of it, and then you shoot again without it there. Then you edit together to like make it look like they vanish. So like it was just like an idea that I thought was like something that I could throw in there that would be, you know, like an effect without any effects, like an in-camera effect or whatever. And then like
it's a classic.
People are like, kill the rich. Like they were like saying that about it, and it's just really funny because I wasn't really thinking about it like that. But it's just funny. Like it's a good example of just people like filling in the blanks and stuff. So.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Eat the rich, dude.
Yeah. That being said, you know, like beautiful things come out of like a scattering of ideas being put together and like just deciding that it is like a thing. But like sometimes there's like fragile ideas or like fleeting thoughts, and like yesterday I had like 3 song titles in my head, and I was like, yeah, I need to write songs with these titles because they're really cool titles.
Oh, I like that.
And I was like, all right, I got these 3 songs, right? And then like today I could only remember 2 of them. And I'm so mad,
dude.
But like, how do you have any like tricks or like thoughts on like how to like capture those like fragile, fleeting ideas? Like,
dude, you gotta write them down.
Yeah,
you gotta write them down before you forget.
It's so funny. Like, I feel like that's the classic advice, and like, I feel like I use my phone to write stuff down a lot, but sometimes, as much as you trust that you're gonna remember it, there's no promise that you will.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I do use my phone all the time, like just to write down like even two words that come in my head or something.
Yeah.
And then they just usually just sit there, and I never use them. And
I know. I have like a lot of lists of things that I don't even really remember what they meant. But
exactly.
But maybe they'll come in handy sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I have like fragments of songs and stuff that like have been sitting around for a really long time, and I try to keep them as organized as possible so I can like maybe use them at some point. But I feel
like that's a fun way to start songs, is like just like find like a little 2-word thing that you wrote down that you don't even remember the context, and it's just like a starting point, and you can go from there or something.
Totally.
You know.
Like how do you finish things? Like, what is your?
Dude,
because I'm curious about that.
I'm terrible at that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I can only speak for myself, but I'm not good at finishing things. I'm like a person who like makes things and then sits on them for too long or listens to them for too long and then finishes them like 3 or 4 years, like 3 years later or whatever. And like, I'm trying to be better about that. Like, that's something I really want to. Because like I want to be working on it feels good to work on new things and like feel inspired by new things, and like once you overcook something, it just like zaps the energy out of it or out of yourself, and that's something I've been trying to work on. Because I feel like maybe I think I just sit on it because I'm just like, it's just like not good, or I gotta like work on it until it's like perfect or whatever, and like it's not, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, or I'll try to keep making it work or something, and it just doesn't happen.
It's just the recipe for insanity. Like, I have so many things like that where they're like 75% done, but they're just never gonna be done, and it's really, I don't know, because I want to move on, I want to keep on doing stuff, and I think that's like a really important thing to do. Like, just give yourself, like, do the best you can on something given 3 days to do it or something like that, or whatever, But I don't know. That's like one of my goals, is just to be able to finish things better, because like, there is just this like perfectionist thing in me, which feels like it's just like making an excuse to not finish it or something. Like, because I don't know, it's like one of those things where I think that even though like a very small handful of people are actually like paying attention, like I just feel like I'll be judged if it's like not as good as something I've already put out or something like that, and like. But at this point, I just feel like just being like consistent and making it like a practice, like, is the key, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think like finishing things and like, or like especially sharing things is like an exercise in like vulnerability, and that's like something that's, I think that's something that's made it hard for me to finish things too. Is like I'm like scared about how it will be perceived or whatever, which is like obviously not the point, and like you should just satisfy yourself. But it always feels like you always feel like most satisfied with it like pretty soon after you like made it, or like you know,
totally.
And if you sit on it too long, and you just go through circles,
it gets like cemented in there and stuff. But I don't know, there's like this thing where like I feel like I've witnessed this before, where there's people that just like put stuff out all the time, and it just seems like too much or whatever, or like or like I don't know, it just seems like kind of reckless.
Sure.
So like I also don't want to just feel like I'm, that's like a worry I have, just like people think that I'm doing that or something. But also like the vulnerability thing is definitely a factor, like, but also like no one has ever like, in anything I've ever put out, any art, any music, no one's ever like commented like this sucks, or like
I mean,
you shouldn't do this, you know. Like there's just like, I mean, and even if they did, that wouldn't be like it would be kind of in like encouraging in a way, because like someone's like still paying attention to it or whatever, so.
Enough to like put that energy out there.
Love to hate on it, you know. So yeah,
dude.
I don't know.
I feel like finishing things too, I feel like it can be really helpful just to have somebody you trust to like show it to, or work with it. And like I've been working on some stuff, and like Sam Rawson has been helping me finish it off, and it's so helpful to have his voice and like just have his opinions, because I trust him a lot, and I've worked with him a lot, and just have him be like, dude, you're overcooking it, or like it's good.
Because he's like, you know, he's in the thing, he does the thing all the time, right?
That's like,
so he's like,
he's a pro, so
he's
the reason
like,
he's a pro, you know, he's really good at it.
Right. Yeah. And he's like, you know, he probably sees this. I feel like if you're like an engineer, you probably see all these people in this like same spot over and over again. And like, you know. Yeah, I know. I think that's like a valuable thing about just getting someone else to come in once in a while. And
just people you trust.
Totally.
Yeah. Even then, it's hard sometimes to share that with, for me at least, like, it's even hard to share sometimes with people I trust, because I'm like, it feels even like higher stakes to share it with people I trust, because I like,
you don't want to let them down.
Or like, I have so much respect for them or whatever, or like versus like a stranger or something. It's like, I don't know. Something I'm trying to be more comfortable about, for sure.
Yeah. So with Oddy Knocky, like, have you had other band, like, other than like Mitch and Pete recently? Like, have you ever performed like with other bandmates, or has it always just been solo?
I think like probably almost 7 or 8 years ago, we might have done one show of like Bread Pilot, mostly Bread Pilot members. That I can't even remember how it went or like what we even did, but as of, I think pretty much I've just started doing it in the past year, because it's like we took a break from Bread Pilot, and then very quickly I was like, oh man, I like miss playing out, and like so it was just by myself for a second, and then I was like, all right, I can't just keep getting away with just like dancing around and shit. Like awesome. It's fun to and like Pete and Mitch bring so much more energy, and it makes them so much
totally
more fun.
I feel lucky to have seen those shows in the last few months where Pete and Mitch have joined you. It's been fun. But Pete just moved down to Portland, which is sick. Peace out, I guess.
I'm happy for them. But I miss them already. Yeah,
it's good for people to switch things up, and like I think that I'm stoked for you to be moving. It's gonna be tight. I think switching things up is good, you know, like it's good for you, and it's also good for your friends too, like just because it might like kind of inspire them to like make a change, or you know, like change is inevitable, you know. Totally. It's never gonna not change. I try to remember that, like, when I'm feeling sad or something, like, that it's just a passing feeling.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like, I think, like, internalizing that more has, like, actually really made like difficult moments easier in a way. Like, just knowing that there's going to be like an ending to it or something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I feel like my first big breakup, you know, like, was sad, obviously, and it was like kind of crushing because it felt like the real, you know, a very sad thing. Like, that's the nature of breakups, right? Like, but like the big breakup after that one, like, it didn't feel sad in the same way. It was like, okay, like, I'm gonna feel different at a certain point. And there's, you know, I'll be able to fall in love again and everything. And yeah, I think there's also like, there was like a dignity thing too, where I was like, I don't want to be really sad about this. I want to like take it for what it was, you know.
Sure. You lived and you learned.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's, I don't know.
It's always gonna be different for every relationship or whatever situation. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, things change.
Yeah.
It's good.
And it makes things easier, and sometimes it makes it harder. Yeah,
that's true.
It's always fucking all over the place. Especially the past couple months for me. I'm just like, it's felt crazy. Feeling like an impending change is coming, and it's just like I'm all over the map with it. But
so what do you got to take care of before you fly out?
A lot of like very practical things.
Yeah.
Moving my shit, selling my car.
Nice.
I don't know. Yeah.
I saw
I want to try and finish some music before I go.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That's a big goal. But
nice.
What'd you say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, man. I saw this like car dealership on the way up here that sells like looks like some cheap ass cars for sale in there. There's like a Ford for like $1,700.
Dude, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, some good deals. I don't know, like I think my first car was $5,000 and it didn't operate very well. So
damn, hell yeah.
I don't know if I would trust those vehicles. But
yeah, like, dude, I do not.
Yeah,
but
so you're gonna play music? Like, you gonna play solo stuff out in New York? I feel like you could.
That's
like,
my goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. It'd be cool to like meet some new friends and like new people to play with.
Yeah.
It's like, like playing with Mitch and Pete. I was reminded of like, I feel like I've played with the same people for so long.
Yeah.
So much of my life, and it's fun to play with new people and like, I just it's kind of new for me, you know, playing with new people, and I'm excited for that.
It probably like stretches the brain out a little bit to just like make something happen with someone new. You know?
Yeah, totally. Like it's less like heavy or so like less pressure.
And when you've got something going already, like you have songs or whatever, like people can kind of jump in easier. But like starting from scratch in like a democratic way with like a person you don't know very well, that's really weird. But
that
like
sounds hard. Yeah.
When it's like, okay, hey, jump in on bass on this song or whatever. Like my friend Noah like played bass for me in my last show, and it was awesome because they already like knew all the songs.
Yeah.
Gonna double check the cameras and stuff real fast.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we can keep talking though. But you'll have a lot of cool times out there, man.
Yeah, dude.
Let's see here. All right, that one's going again, and then this one stopped. All right, cool, man. Yeah, part 2 for the paywall. All right, I got some questions on here. I just wanted to see if I haven't touched upon anything yet, but let's see here. Let's see what we got. What do you love about basketball?
What do I love?
Yeah.
Dude, it's like jazz.
Yeah.
It's like jazz, you know. it's like a band for real. Like it sounds dumb, but no, it doesn't even sound dumb. It's like a band. It's just like no one person can carry it. I mean, sometimes they can maybe, but it's a team thing, and like it just feels good. I think too, I've been playing with a lot of my close friends this past spring and summer, and like we're all kind of learning together how to do it, and we're all working pretty hard at like getting better at something, and just like working hard and getting better at something and seeing results is so satisfying. And I think that's been really rewarding for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like
that's great, man.
Because we're like getting better individually, but also working together. We're getting better as teammates, and and like physically, it feels great. My mental health is so much better when I'm being physical.
Yeah, man, that's important to know. Or like it's an important thing to remember, man. Like, I've been doing like sprints lately. Like I go on walks and then I like run for like 200 feet. Just because it like gets my heart rate up really fast, and then like I try to get it back down really quick, and then walk for a while and do it again. Dude, and it's funny because it like kind of freaks out the people that are on the walk, because they don't know why I'm like all of a sudden running, even though it's like a very like pretty benign thing to be doing on a trail. Like all of a sudden I start running, and
they think you're chasing them or something.
Yeah, like this and stuff, and like kind of freaks out dogs sometimes too. But I don't know. I think
it gives you a high though, you know.
Yeah, it's amazing though. Like, you know, I've been like, you know, thinking about my health a lot more lately, and yeah, it's just so important to like move your body. Like it really is. Like,
dude,
and doesn't matter how you do it, but like, yeah, like if it's just for the goal of your mind, like, or like improving your mind, like that's completely fine. Like,
dude, yeah,
I think that everything radiates from the brain. You know, like everything that's going on with you is that first, basically. So like,
dude, yeah. And I think, the older I get, the more I realize that it's so connected, like your head and your body. Like, I'm realizing so much more, like, especially since moving here, like, in the winter, my habits are horrible, and I feel horrible in the winter, and in the summer, I'm just so much happier because
it's such an easier existence. Like this is just, you know, this is very nice right now, and like the winter time is just difficult. Like I did some snowboarding this year, which was really fun, but like it's not like I could just constantly be doing that every day. But like, I don't know. I feel like paying attention to that and like how your environment makes you feel is important. There's all these factors, and like I think it used to be kind of like seen as square or whatever to like take care of yourself, but
dude, exactly.
I think that the world is just a harder place now than it's ever been, and like everyone just has to do that. It's like, it's just how it's got to be.
Yeah.
You have to take care of yourself.
It's funny too, because I feel like it's still like this thing that's like instilled in us from like, at least for me, like when we were in middle school or whatever, it felt like, or like when I was a skateboarder in middle school, it felt like, you like skateboarding and like art and stuff, or you like, or you're a jock or whatever. Yeah. And then like the older you get, you can just be like, oh, you can do both, and like, you can like both of those things.
I know, I feel like the people that inspire me the most right now are like people that are like very well-rounded. Like they're not like the best at anything. They might still be the best at something, but they're also very well-rounded. Yeah. Like they're not like ruining their health for their art or something. Or
to like be depressed so you can like
that's
get like sad songs out.
That's
or whatever.
Such a false, silly thing, you know.
Yeah,
like
it is.
you don't have to put yourself through anything, you know. Like that's not necessary.
Not necessary at all.
But yeah, man. Let me see here. That's great. Like, and then skateboarding. Obviously, we're kind of going in a weird circle right now. But like, did you start skateboarding when you were a kid?
Yeah, right. When I was like 6 or 7, probably.
Nice. That's awesome.
And all the kids in my neighborhood. Yeah.
I love the skateboarding community here. It's great.
Yeah, it's like definitely the most positive community of skateboarders I've definitely ever been in. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There's like,
it gets a bad rep.
I know, totally.
It has a bad history, I feel like, you know.
Yeah, it's like very open and cool and welcoming, and it came at a good time for me, because it came like I started skateboarding again like during the pandemic, like right when I got sober.
So that's when you started?
Well, I skated in like 8th grade.
Okay,
a little bit. You know, I could kickflip and stuff.
Oh, sick.
But I couldn't like roll in or anything.
Yeah.
So I've been like, I'm better now than I was 20 years ago. That's for sure.
That's sick,
which is cool.
Dude.
But, I don't know. Like it's one of those other things, like basketball and skateboarding is like the joyful movement, and it's great. I don't know. It's
just important. Like working towards something and you seeing results. Is like
it feels really good.
It feels so good.
Yeah.
It's the most rewarding feeling.
Yeah, totally. Because I think that like, it's just so funny how universal just like consistency is, you know, like the magic ingredient of things.
And I think also compared to music, it's like you can work on music or whatever, and it's subjective whether it's better or not. And
exactly.
like for skateboarding or I mean, maybe not less so with skateboarding, but with basketball too, it's like you either make the shot or you don't make the shot,
exactly.
or you land the kickflip or you don't land the kickflip, and it's
Mhm.
like not it's as subjective, and like
Mhm.
makes it like, okay, yeah, I am getting better or something, you know.
Yeah, I remember
like that
I remember
aspect
having
of
that thought, like when I think when I got back into skateboarding in 2020, like just thinking about how it was like objective. You know, I was like, okay, like
Yeah.
I'm out moving my body and like I'm getting better at this, and you know,
Yeah.
yeah, it feels good. Like, yeah, that can kind of drive you nuts. Like when you look back at your creativity and like try to like quantify it, it can. I feel like if you have a number in mind or like something like that, you're always going to be disappointed.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you're always going to just like feel like you're falling short and something
Yeah.
like. Because I don't know, I was talking to my friend Will recently about life and like how there is no destination. Like it's like made up. It's not real. Like it's all the journey. You know.
Truly.
Like, I know that like might kind of sound like a, you know, like kind of like a silly thing, but like I really don't think that the destination is like, it's kind of like harmful to think about like the destination. You know, like.
I agree.
And I think the reason I like. I admire those people that like are well-rounded, that take good care of themselves, is like, or like kind of, you know, they just kind of like they're good in like most areas. Like it seems like good things just sort of like happen to them, and then they're not like seeking them out, because I feel like sometimes like someone will have something or they'll acquire something that I want for myself, and they're not even trying to get it. It's just like it just fell into their lap because they've just been like in a good routine and doing the right thing, and just like, you know, being a stand-up person, and
Sure.
and then some, you know, that'll attract other people, and they'll be like, hey, like I want you to do this cool thing, or like here's this cool thing. Yeah, so
That's interesting.
I don't know, I think that's yeah, like but I feel like, you know, there's like the laws of the universe, like when you want something really bad, it like you're not actually ready for it yet, and
Yeah,
stuff.
sure.
I love that. I
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's really cool, because it's like kind of a soothing advice in a way, because I feel like, you know, when I was, you know, in like junior high or something, I had like a huge crush on a girl or something like that, like the fact that I like wanted them so bad or whatever, like was probably like a sign that I wasn't ready for it.
And
Or
that's like a natural like middle
Yeah.
school feeling, I
Yeah.
think too, you know, or
yeah.
yeah.
But there's like, I think that, you know, even at this age, I feel like I come up against those things sometimes where I really want something, and
Yeah.
I don't know, it's like my brain just like doesn't remember that it's probably best to kind of hold off and like not really worry about it.
Sure.
Yeah. Like sometimes I like try to say like, I'm gonna start doing this every single day, you know, this is how it's gonna be now, and then like every time I say that, I just have completely forgotten all the times I've said it before. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm like that too, though. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I go through phases of being very heavily into like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna meditate every day,
Yeah.
and like this is so good for my life, and then I fall
Yeah.
off, and then I feel guilty about it or something, and
Yeah, it's funny. Like
it's like
things
you
like
know,
meditation, I find that like I go through phases of it when I'm not doing so good, and then like once life feels easier, like I fall off of the meditation,
Sure, yeah.
fall off of the healthy eating, and you know, I think it's maybe it's like a natural cycle that's like gets built into things or something, you know.
Yeah.
But
You can't be too hard on yourself, too. You just
totally.
You gotta let yourself live, and
Yeah.
you know, yeah. It's so easy to just be really hard on yourself and just make yourself feel bad, and then it's just like you're worse off than where you started.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
You know, like,
yeah.
just putting yourself down like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like I see it as like when you do those good things for yourself, you're learning something, you're like internalizing like a tool of some sort, and then it goes away, and then you remember about it again, and it works really well again, you know. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, being hard on yourself is, I don't know, like I think we've kind of touched upon this a couple times at this point, but like yeah, like just getting in your own way is just like a pretty easy and natural thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Especially this day and age, man. With
I know, man.
Just
Yeah.
like comparing yourself to others just constantly from social media or whatever.
Yeah.
Just like so much easier, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, I had another question I thought about when I was driving over here. I was like what a, you know, I think there's like this thing where I kind of believe that social media is bad, but like also like there are good things about it, obviously, like because you get to like discover things. But like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out my relationship with it because it's useful. I feel like it's good to like promote my things that are happening and things like that, and you get to like figure out about other people and things, and I think it can be a good gateway or whatever. But like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out like ways to sort of balance it out and like not beat myself up about like not being the same as someone else.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if I was talking to someone yesterday or like if I was just talking to myself, but like I heard this advice that was like, you know, like, or this advice came to me. It was like I didn't give it to anyone or give it to myself, but I was like, oh, that would be good advice. It was like, okay, like things aren't gonna happen for you the same way as they happen for someone else, you know? Like things are like it's always gonna happen in your unique way. And like I think there's this other thing in my head where like I see how something turned out for someone, and I'm like, oh yeah, like this exact scenario. I need this exact scenario so that happens to me. But like, that's just not how things work.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. And
just do your thing as hard as you can.
Yeah, totally.
Your way.
Yeah,
Easier said than done, obviously. But
yeah.
I don't know. It's something I'm trying to lean into more and more these days.
Yeah.
It's not something I've excelled at historically, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Do you like do you believe in like simplicity, like kind of just like limiting your life in certain ways in order for things to kind of thrive?
Yeah, I would say I believe in it, but I don't necessarily practice that.
Sure, yeah, okay.
I think at different times in my life I've probably practiced it better or like more so that way, but yeah, I do think living simpler would probably be healthier for everybody.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I'm there with you, man, because like, I think that like where I'm at right now, I need to just take things out of my life.
Yeah.
And then let like a few things grow.
Yeah. And
just kind of delete the other things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's easier said than done, right?
Yeah. So, and like living in a city or like being in a community like that we're in, it's just like there's always something happening and it feels like I'm always spreading myself thin and
yeah.
But it's like for the love of whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
sometimes you have to just enjoy the moment that's
go through waves of it, you know, and just let yourself do it, you know.
I mean, there's more times than I'd like to admit, like, you know, someone has some cool thing going on or a show that they're playing, and I'm just like, no, I need to like focus tonight and meditate and like I don't know. There's like a lot of times where I've just like I've sat out on things because in like the aim of like self-improvement or whatever, but like for whatever reason, like I think maybe going to LA last week and just the types of media I've been consuming lately have just sort of inspired me to like go out and do things and like create culture, I guess. So like I guess that brings us back to Wayne Stock, like you know, I think that's what I've been doing with all that. Like I kind of like forgot why I was doing it, or like didn't really realize why I was doing it or something. So like it's cool to sort of realize that it's like bigger than myself or whatever. So
why do you feel like you do it?
Well, I think that it's like a good way to make opportunities for myself and other people, but also like it is like creating culture. It's like kind of, it's a lot more ancient than I think I realize. It's like bringing people together and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
I think the first Wayne Stock I went to, I didn't know you, and like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great.
Yeah, you
great
played.
Day. It was a great day. Was it the first one?
Yeah, you played
really?
The first one. Yeah.
Really?
2018.
Oh, so I guess I must have known you, but.
Yeah.
Great day, man. Yeah, it was a great.
Yeah, I've been knowing you now for a while.
Yeah, wow. It has been that long. Wow.
Because the first one, if it hadn't been for COVID, I think this would be like the, I don't know, 6th one or something.
Oh
but
my god.
It's only the 4th one.
Okay,
so
right on.
Took a 2-year break.
Is it at Volunteer Park again?
Yes.
This year? Nice.
Yes.
At the new amphitheater.
Yeah. So yeah, but you and I are playing together at the Sunset on the 1st of July with O Rose. It's gonna be cool.
Yep, that'll be fun.
Might be the last time we play together for a while, but
probably, yeah.
That's fine. I'll find my way out to New York or something.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I love it there, dude. I really do. I'm excited for you.
Thank you. Oh, Rose is sick.
Yeah, I mean
The first show I think I ever went to when I moved to Bellingham, I just like went to makeshift, like just to see if I could make some friends, and I saw Oros, and like
really,
dude, they blew me away.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They're like rock stars.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, very inspiring, like very collaborative, like just a great like loving like family spirit in all of them,
and they have just like a presence to them when they perform. You know,
yeah,
that's like not something you always see that often anymore.
Yeah, that was the first time I saw them was at Chop Suey, and it was like a weird night for them, I guess. But I was blown away by it. I thought it was so cool, and I feel fortunate to know them now, and I'm actually going to interview Olivia.
Oh, are you?
I think this weekend.
Hell yeah.
She's going to be in town.
Okay,
so,
cool.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I think that's it. I mean, I think we got like probably about 40 minutes.
All right, yeah.
Thank you very much for doing this.
Thanks
for
having me, dude.
It, man.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
honored. Pound it. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
All right.
Nice, dude.
What we got here? Oh yeah. Nice. All right. Yeah, that was definitely like 45 minutes.
Nice. It was easy and chill and fun.
Yeah. I just think it's going to be a good way to like learn how to talk to people better. And
Yeah, dude. I mean, I feel like you're already good at that, dude.
Oh, thanks.
You're already very good at that.